Hi, my name is Heidi Miranda, and I'm here on my community portrait walk. So I am answering some of these questions. Last time I made a little collage of my neighborhood, and this time I am just walking through the neighborhood so you can kind of get a feel for what I see and what I hear. Um, so it asks, what do I notice? What do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? So I see, like, this is very peaceful. So I live in Irvine. My neighborhood is West Park, and there are very few cars on the road. Everything seems quiet. I hear some birds chirping in the air, and lots of trees. It's just kind of a really peaceful place to be. Those are the sounds. As far as the smells, spring is almost here. So I do smell some of the grass and trees around me. Some of the flowers are beginning to bloom. Let me see, I'll turn my camera around so you can see. So in this area, you can see a couple of the flowers blooming, those bushes. So when you walk right by them, you can smell the flowers blooming. So that's really nice. And so it asks, how do I see my neighborhood differently? And I would have to say I still see a peaceful, beautiful place to live. Just like I had mentioned before. And this is where I usually walk when I'm walking my dogs outside. And what I like about this neighborhood is that I can go out any time of day. I can bring my kids outside. My kids can walk the dogs, and I know that they're safe. So I guess having a different perspective on community and a different perspective on what is around me has kind of changed. It's just the fact that it makes you feel really lucky that this is where you live. This is not the type of area that I grew up in, nor did my husband. So it's different for us, and our kids have a much different life than we did as kids growing up in New Mexico, and me growing up in Albuquerque with a high crime rate. So this is different, and it's nice. It's nice to have this community, and it's nice to have this perspective, and to be able to remember that not everybody comes from an area that's so peaceful, and to not take it for granted. And then what are the new insights I have? That's basically just saying the same thing that I just said, that even though this is beautiful and peaceful, I'm going to turn my camera around just so you can kind of get a picture of inside of my apartment complex, what it looks like. It's just nice to remember that not everybody has a peaceful neighborhood, but also that what I mentioned was there's so much diversity here still. And so to remember that diversity does not equal low income. Diversity does not equal not peace, I guess, or lack of peace, because as I walk through my neighborhood, sometimes at night, you can't hear it right now because it's the middle of the day, but when everybody's home, I walk through and you could see there are different homes that I'm walking by. I can hear lots of different languages. I hear different types of Asian languages, and different types of Spanish and English, and even European languages. I've heard German and Italian. So it's a very diverse community here, but it's still very peaceful. And the only other thing that I still noticed from last time is that even though it's a diverse community, everything is still in English. So they should have more languages written on signs and things like that, just to make it a little bit more accessible to everyone around. So that's my neighborhood.